Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked. I'm your host, Louis Rossman, and today we're going to be discussing electric buses in Norway that were supplied by China. These buses have SIM cards, and you can probably understand where I'm going as I get to this particular story. This was translated by my free browser plugin that translates news articles, so if I've gotten something wrong while reading this article, please do let me know in the comments down below. I did not learn Norwegian in school here in New York City. So Ruter took the buses apart and examined them in a room where signals were isolated. There they found that the Chinese electric buses can be taken over by the manufacturer. According to Ruter, the manufacturer has remote access to this on each individual bus, software update, diagnostics, and the battery power supply control system. Now, software update and diagnostics, well, I can understand being mad at that, but battery and power supply control system. Interesting. In theory, the bus could therefore be stopped or rendered unusable by the manufacturer, reports Ruter. He believes this is at such a technologically advanced level that it will be too complicated for county municipalities or Ruter to handle alone. We need to involve all competent authorities that deal with cybersecurity, stand together, and draw on cutting-edge expertise, perhaps not only at the national level, but also at the international level. The Minister of Transport says they have created regulations that require companies to conduct risk assessments when purchasing, and Ruter has also done so. He also clarifies that the buses cannot be controlled, only stopped if someone takes control of them, and said it is safe to drive the bus. That's very reassuring. I cannot comprehend and understand that politicians refuse to listen to the security authorities' repeated annual warnings, Zell Ulrichsen at the Norwegian Naval Academy told NRK at the time. The Chinese electric buses have been put into operation on several routes in Oslo and the surrounding municipalities. In total, Ruter has just over 300 such buses. In Oslo, as in several other cities, public buses are important in the authorities' plans for evacuation in a crisis. Ruter says in a press release that after the test, they are working on finding solutions. For example, the buses can be disconnected from the internet by removing the SIM card they write. This ensures that we retain local control should the need arise. One of the things that I'd be curious about is there are certain devices where it's going to ping the manufacturer, and there are certain pieces of software and hardware that are going to check and see if you're online. For instance, if you're using YouTube and you pay for YouTube Premium, if you were to download a video, you have not technically really downloaded that video in the way you think you have if you use something like Usenet or BitTorrent where it works forever. You've downloaded a video that will only work if the software is able to connect to the internet and confirm that you have an account. And I can understand everything behind that, but you don't actually know if that's the case here. It seems like this is something that could go awry in the near future, and it seems weird that they did not notice this until they had already purchased 300 buses. I think it's great that the Minister of Transport says they've created regulations that require companies to conduct risk assessments when purchasing, but it seems like you have 300 of these devices already. So what went on there? It seems like some people in Norway have their work cut out for them. That's for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Remember, when you're purchasing something, whether it is a bus, a coffee maker, or a refrigerator, if it connects to the internet, that is not necessarily a feature, it is a liability. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.